What's going on YouTube? My name is ADCArtAttack, his name is Bob, and in today's video we are going to be using some kit supplies to hopefully create some great looking artwork. So what are we going to be using today? These are a couple of pencil cases I picked up from the local supermarket actually. It wasn't really an art store or anything like that. And apparently inside them is a fully contained pencil case, so coloring pencils and all that shebang. Now I haven't looked inside them, so I don't actually know what's in them. I just hope that they are complete. I probably should have had a look inside it first to see. No. Let's do that on video. Yeah. I got two of them because I figured, hey, we'll do one for the boys and one for the girls, right? Unless you like Frozen like me. I love Frozen. I think it's great and I can't wait for Frozen 2. But that's just me. What do you think of it? Do you like them? Do you like them both? Do you like Spider-Man and do you like Frozen? If you do, you're awesome. Anyway, what's the point of this video? Oh yeah, so I'm going to be colouring in, or drawing, or doing whatever is supplied within these, I guess. I'm going to try and use everything that is supplied in them, and that is... Stop doing that! I put them down, I couldn't control myself. So I'm going to basically be drawing a Spider-Man image and a Frozen image. Now I don't know who I'm going to be drawing for Frozen, because I've never drawn Frozen, so... But, when we're done with that, we're going to be putting them all in... Trying to get it off screen, but I can't. This is a folder to contain our professional artwork. Can't wait to do that. Whoo! Yeah, looks nice, and actually it does look nice. I might actually I'm sick. I don't know if you saw that. Right, that's done. So yeah, this thing actually looks quite nice, and I might actually store my artwork in there. It looks pretty good. So with that being said, let's have a look at what is inside that pencil case, those pencil cases. See what we got to work with, and hopefully come up with some cool artwork. Let's go. So here are our two pencil cases. Now I have taken the liberty of already unzipping them because this thing here is really annoying. See? Annoying. But let's take a look inside and see what we've got. So we're going to start with the Frozen one and get Spidey out of here. Go away. Go away. Cool. So, first pouch, let's have a look. And bam! We have got two pencils. A biro, a blue biro, yay. That's gonna be fun to do anything with. Eraser, sharpener, ruler, and I think that's paper. Yep, and some really small paper, which we're probably not gonna use because that's just really tiny. Second pouch? Aha! Okay, so we do have colors, that's good. But unfortunately, we've got these things, which are these horrible felt tip pens, but there they are. And coloring pencils, which I'm pretty sure are not going to color at all. Let's have a look at Spidey next. So, taking a look at Spider-Man's first pouch. Okay, so they're identical. Brilliant, so I don't really have to do anything. No, it's, although these are on a different side. Alright, so they flipped the sides. They made them a little bit different, but, yeah, they're identical. Nothing really to talk about. Cool. Oh, that's nice. I never saw that before. That's good. Alright, cool. So I don't really know how I'm gonna do this, what I'm gonna do right now. This is gonna be fun. Let's see where this goes, and hopefully we can create some good quality artwork because that's the title of the video. Yeah, hope you do enjoy it. I will talk you through some of the process as we go, and I'll check back with you all again at the end of the video to review whatever we do. So let's get on with it. So getting on with this drawing, I'm going to start by drawing Elsa. I'm going to do her as a kid because I've sort of got an idea in mind, and you know, in my head it looks better than I think this is going to look because I don't trust those pencils and those pens later on to color this. But hey, let's just kind of see what happens, yeah? And as you saw, that pencil sharpening was just torturous. I mean, I'm always the guy that says pencils are universal and no pencil is better than any other pencil. There's never a time when I'm ever going to say to you, you know, oh, you need to get this specific pencil because it's just going to improve your art so much. No, pencils are pencils at the end of the day. There is no real difference. However, yeah, wow, that was bad. I mean, It was, I will never sharpen that again. There's no way I'm sharpening that pencil while using this. This is not happening. It worked as a pencil once it was sharpened, and it didn't really matter too much how it was sharpened. It just kind of worked. You make it work for what it is. But, yeah, the wood that this thing is made of is wow. But let's finish up Elsa and see how she comes out. So at this point, I don't know if I want to go on to inking her first or if I want to start doing Spider-Man, but we're going to do Spider-Man first. I think it's better just to get the pencil phase out of the way right now so that I can move on in steps, because I don't know how each thing is going to work, and maybe I'll get a little bit stressed as we go down the road, so let's just do the pencils first. So I've chosen to do Spider-Man in this up-downy type pose. Now, there was a couple of drawings that I had done before this. You could probably see them very lightly faded on the paper. Yeah, no. They just wasn't working. I couldn't quite get the image I was looking for. So I decided to go for the iconic, you know, upside down pose. And I just thought I'd throw him in there. You know, it's not supposed to be amazing, but I am trying. It's so difficult. Oh my god. Oh, and the paper I'm using, so this is the standard sketch paper that I use for pretty much every one of my drawings. There's, you know, I didn't want to go and grab any cartridge paper or anything. I just figured it's kind of redundant because sketch paper is very cheap anyway, so that's what I'm using here, and I didn't see, you know, a problem with doing that. And the pencils are working fine with it. I gotta say, the pencil is working fine. It's just I just don't want to sharpen it because it's just so difficult. Alright, so inking is this, well, usually this is like the thing that I enjoy the most. This is my most favorite part of doing any drawings. I never ink with blue ink, so this is going to be an adventure right there off the bat. And I would have loved to have done just an all biro drawing with these, but I promised myself that I would use every supply in this thing. So, I mean, I even used a ruler at one point. So I gotta use the blue, and I gotta try and work it into the drawing, which, yeah, remember what I said about the pencil being probably the worst piece of equipment there, because of that wood? Well, I think this biro is. This, wow. I mean, I've never struggled like this with inking. Inking, as I said, is always the most relaxing part of the drawing for me. It's always the most calming part, is the bit that I love the most to do. This was just not working. I couldn't get ink flow at all. I think it was just because it was going over the graphite that was causing that problem. It kept stopping and starting. It was very painful, very, very painful on my wrist and my hand, because this inking alone for both of these characters took me well over an hour. It was extremely excruciating to do. And, you know, while I did like it and I did like the results, I just felt very discouraged doing this, and it was sort of exhausting, which is never a good way. And I'm really surprised that these are in a kid's pencil case anyway. I guess this is for school stuff anyway, you know, you're probably going to do some writing, so it's not really designed for drawing per se. But, damn, I was really hoping for better, and I can't complain. We get there in the end. We do get there in the end. It's just very painful. That is the Debbie Downer here, but we get there. And I bit my tongue. Ow. Okay, that really hurt my tongue, but hey, with that done, we are going to start coloring. Now, I decided that I was going to use the felt pens and the pencils separately. And, you know, why not? I figured I wouldn't mix the two, so we're going to do, you know, pens first. So, Spidey gets the pens, and, yeah, I mean, they work just as felt pens do. You know, they're water-based, they're not alcohol-based, so they do sort of tear the paper up a little bit. But they weren't bad, I guess. I mean, they're quite streaky. I chose to just keep it very basic and very flat-toned, laying down the base colors. I had to take them. The good thing about using Spider-Man here is that I can take my time with it, because I can do each individual square, or like that sort of web section, individually. I don't have to do large mass areas at once, which is just really, really handy when using these felt markers, because they're just so streaky. And when complete with the first layer of the red, I decided I'd use the red again to apply some shadows, just for a secondary tone. Now I had plans to actually use the black pencil over this. I figured, you know, we could probably add some minor shadows using the black pencil. So I tried it and it just wouldn't work. I was so upset here because I chose a specific style that would accommodate that, and it just failed me right there, and I probably should have known that it wasn't gonna work, but I didn't. I was pretty upset. And moving on to Elsa, I sort of had high hopes for this. I was pretty confident going into it, and then I realized there's no colors. Like, the variety of colors is just not there. I don't really have any skin tones, so that immediately is a red flag. But yeah, let's start with doing her clothing first, and we'll see how that turns out. And I was pretty confident with the clothing. I didn't think I was gonna have, really too many problems with it. She sort of has like a turquoisey blue kind of colored thing. So, using the green, the blue, the purple, the black, it would sort of work, and I wasn't too phased by that. I was just really nervous when it comes down to doing the skins. So yeah, getting this dress done, it was quite comfortable and okay. I will say that I was pretty much limited to doing only 2 layers. The minute I tried to apply a 3rd layer, unless it was black, it just really wasn't doing much. But even then with the black, it wasn't fantastic. But can't complain, I guess. I mean, it's really washed out and it doesn't layer at all. But it kind of looks good, right? Help me? Does it? Does it look good? Please, guys? The hair was another struggle. We have the yellows, we have the orange, and I didn't really know what to use for a shadow, so I just used black again. And yeah, again, layering was the issue here. I just tried to keep it streaky, and then I made a mistake where I totally forgot that there's a hairband in her hair, and I was a little bit angry at that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's coming along okay, and we're gonna move on to the skins, which the skins are the most difficult part. I'm never going to be able to get the skin tones. These colors don't mix, and I don't really have enough colors here to sort of work with a skin tone. So I'm just going to use an orange, maybe some of the black in there, the pink in there. It's really, there isn't much for me to work with here. So I tried to be limited on it, and coming up to the end of this, I think we're doing okay. And yeah, I'll catch you in a moment, and we'll just sort of review this and see what you think. I'll catch you in a moment. And so this is complete, and yeah, it's very difficult to grade this. I do not believe that this is great piece of artwork at all. I think it's kind of passable, maybe, I don't know, but you got to appreciate the tools that you're working with here. Do I like this? No, is the answer there. I like the drawing. I think the drawing itself came out pretty good. I'm very happy with the drawing. I have no problems with that, but the drawing was just based on the pencil alone, and the pencil, as I said before, you can't go wrong with a pencil. It doesn't matter which pencils you choose, it's just whatever. The biro for inking was a no-go. I wouldn't suggest using this particular biro, but I have in the past seen people using biros, and I don't think they are all bad or all equal, so I can't really judge on them too much. But this one in particular was terrible. It was just really, really bad, and it was a terrible experience with that. As for the felt markers, well, the felt markers works as they would. I wouldn't expect anything more from these. They are just felt markers, and you can't really do much with them. You're pretty much limited to the art style that you choose. And while I could have done a little bit more, I admit that. When I did this flat colors, I had a thought in mind that I was going to use the pencils on top of them. to make something different. However, that backfired on me, and by then it was too late. I had layered way too many base layers, and I couldn't go back on this, and I just couldn't create the style that I wanted to. So I was a little bit upset there that I kept Spider-Man so flat and plain. Same thing there, the pencils were kind of let down. They just have no pigment to them. They are really light and really washed out. It's extremely difficult to get any color of them out, but we worked with what we've got, and I'm actually pretty happy with Elsa. I think if Spider-Man wasn't on the page with her, or if Spider-Man was there and we had done him using pencils, I think the contrast would have offset it and it would have looked okay. It wouldn't have been as bad as it looks. So in the end, what do I think of this? Well, I don't know. I don't like them. Personally, I hate them. I don't think that these things are good at all. I think for children, yes, they're extremely beautiful. They're compact. They have everything that a kid could need for school. Great. They're amazing. But if a kid is genuinely taking interest in art, I think that it should definitely be given something a little bit better than this. I don't like these things. I really don't like the colors that they're given. I don't like the quality of supplies in here. They just don't encourage creativity. They hinder it. Now, of course, children are a wonderful thing. They will create anything and love it. And that's great. That's fantastic. But I think that when a child starts to get a little bit older, you should definitely start to bring them into a little bit more quality supply. A brand that comes to mind would be Crayola. They are specifically marketed towards children, and, you know, they are a good quality brand of things. Also, Pro markers, brush markers. You know, this isn't an advert for them, but yeah, they work. I just don't think it's fair. I think a lot of children and young people just don't get the sort of support that they need to grow as an artist. And I'm just curious, you know, where would I personally have been had I had quality art supplies when I was younger? I mean, it took me until I was around 20 years old before I started to get quality art supplies. Up until then, I just thought, hey, these are the best things that you can get. I didn't know anything. There was no one out there to tell me about this. So with that being said, I'm so sorry for just wafting on there. I got a little bit into it, but I just hope that you found this video informative, useful, and yeah, I mean, I look forward to seeing all of your lovely creations. If you do create something, and if you do have a child who creates something, I'd love to see it. So please tag me on Twitter, ADCArtAttack, or Instagram, ADCArtAttack. I'd love to see your artwork, so please share it with me, and maybe I'll feature it in a future video. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video, although the artwork was... I'll make it up to you, and I'll see you next time. But let me just say, if you would like to see me redo this particular piece of artwork that we did today using my quality supplies, leave a comment down below, and maybe we can do it and compare the two at the end. That could be fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.